Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he has. What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice News and different outlets. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining this live feed. We are live at Facebook and we are live at YouTube at both platforms. Good evening to everybody. It's 12:27 today. It is the 10th of June. Today, live broadcasting from Tijuana, Mexico, our country of Mexico. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. Really interesting show today. You know, really interesting show today. Somebody saying, Oscar, I wish you follow Anthony and move over to Rumble. I know Anthony. Welcome, Cindy. Miss Cindy is the one that is saying that comment. I know Anthony for like 3 years. So yes, I follow. I follow Anthony. He's a good friend of mine. He's my brother. How's everybody doing? Now, this is a really interesting show. We are going to talk about a pastor from Tapachula. That is a city that we have visited 3 times already with Guatemala. And ultimately, he's going to talk about the reality of the problem that is occurring at the south border, which the United States and the left over here in the United States of America and the United States government, the current administration, is not saying anything about it. Also, we are going to talk about certain comments that I've been watching on our live feed. Certain comments that I believe that they are, really important for us to understand and for us to basically explain. And the thing that I'm consistently saying, it is that, we have done, Ben Berquam and myself, we have done interviews with people that they are running away from the organized crime and the cartel. And a lot of the people are really commentating, not, I don't want to say ignorant comment, but out of their, it is the first thing that comes to their mind to comment. Are we going to take care of these people? That is Mexico's problem. That is not our problem. Close the borders. Immediately they give that, I don't want to call it ignorant response, but it's kind of like, out of the blaze response. And it is not that, people. I will explain that to elaborate that the organized crime is already in your country of the United States of America. This is why the United States of America needs to denominate the cartels as terrorists. So they could be easily not immediately eliminated, but slowly stopped. There's a reason why. And I will explain that for people to understand and to not give these answers with no sensitivity at all, and to not think that we also have, people that they're running away from the government in our country of Mexico. We also have fugitives from the United States over here in our country of Mexico. So those kind of responses are really not, I don't want to say ignorant, but they are really like, come on, there's more to that. Also, we're going to talk about how it is a mistake for the country of the United States of America to not create an alliance with Mexico, your neighbor. Look what Nayib Bukele just did. Instead of the United States of America creating an alliance with El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele just went to China and Russia. You don't want your neighbor countries to go with China and Russia. You have to create an alliance of exportation and importation, and ultimately a profitable alliance that you can help the country of Mexico and also ultimately stop the cartel and irregular migration together. This is about working together. It's not about me being superior than you. This is an interview that I am going to translate. It's so important, this interview. It's a pastor from Tapachula that I interviewed this pastor yesterday. He arrived to Tijuana, and the statements that he says, it is an unbelievable statement. The statement that I stay with this man is the one that he says, the laws in the Constitution, something like that, the laws in the Constitution of the United States of America, they need to be respected because they are laws that they were made under God's values. Amazing. This man says the laws of immigration and the laws of the United States need to be respected. Is a pastor from Tapachula. They need to be respected because they are laws that they were made under Christian or God's values. That is why we need to respect them. Unbelievable. These kind of interviews and these kind of statements, you don't see the left talking about them because some of them are evil. They're godless. They're lawlessness. This is more to that. It is the communist left that is inevitably bone rushing and indoctrinating the world now to not listen to these kind of men, that they are humanitarian men and they are helping the situation to not get worse. God bless you all. Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. If people like to contribute to our independent reporting and independent media, Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. And also, PayPal is on the description box if you guys like to contribute. Let's go to the interview. This is an interview to the pastor of Tapachula. It is a 15-minute and 23-second interview. I'm saying this is a really important interview. Welcome, everybody. You can barely hear me because I don't have the mic connected. He has the mic connected. So I will translate what I'm saying and what he's saying. And he has, I'm basically introducing him, and he is a pastor that has a shelter in Tapachula. What is your name? And if you can just address the public. And what is the thing that you do? My name is Pastor Isaac Ambrosio Rubio. I'm a pastor from the church. I didn't get that. Let me rewind it. The church is Bautista Vida Nueva. That is a new life.
La comunidad Pobres Unidos nos ha facilitado un comedor comunitario a donde podemos nosotros albergar cuando hay alguna
We actually have a community diner where that we actually can help people when they are in need,
emergencia en las estaciones migratorias.
and also an emergency on the migrant stations.
Nos envía a los deportados prácticamente y nosotros recibimos
And the people that they are deported, and practically we receive those people and we help them.
a ese tipo de situaciones. Se han instalado al mismo tiempo albergues temporales.
And also they have, installed temporary shelters on the area of Tapachula. That is the border that connects to Guatemala. This is really important for people in the United States. This is the reality of what is happening in the south border of Mexico. You are not going to get these kind of interviews. CNN is not going to do this because they're not going to talk about the reality of the border and down south. So he says a lot of shelters have been installed, that they are being installed right now and created in Tapachula.
Son casas que se rentan.
There are houses that they are being rented. They do exactly the same thing over here in Tijuana, but the ones that they do that are activists from the United States.
Las mismas iglesias donde podemos albergar al que viene de Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala.
That the churches are the ones that they're doing that, and we are sheltering people that they're coming from El Salvador, Honduras, or Guatemala. Nicaragua, people from Haiti. What is the quantity that your shelter can take? And the quantity is not that big, but it is the knowledge that he has of the border that is more important.
Lo más que hemos tenido pues es un espacio pequeño y no lo queremos sobrepoblar, son 25.
It's a really small place. We cannot shelter a lot of people, but the most that we have is 25 people.
Pastor Albert lo conoce.
Pastor Alberto knows the shelter.
Demasiado crítica.
I'm saying the situation in Tapachula is really critical, and he says yes, it's really critical.
Así es.
There's more than 15,000 people from Haiti that they are waiting for the visa transit to move to the north.
Así es.
The COMAR, the Commission of Refugees, said it's a complete disaster, and he's nodding with me. He's saying yes. The COMAR, COMAR. It is the association underneath the ACNUR. The ACNUR, it is the Commission of the United Nations of Refugees. So this COMAR is under the wing of the United Nations. So I'm saying the COMAR, it is a complete disaster, and he's saying yes, it is a complete disaster.
Así es. Eso.
There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of corruption and speculation that they're paying upfront to get the visa transit much quicker. What is your perspective on that?
Pues que tendríamos que exigirle a nuestro mismo gobierno.
We need to demand to our own government.
Tenemos que ser más justos.
We need to be more justice. More, we need to be more honest. We need to be more sincere. We need to find justice.
La iglesia está trabajando en esa parte para tratar de inducir al migrante a que busque en primer lugar el camino correcto.
And I think that the church, is getting involved in that. Christian values need to get involved in that so the migrant can find the Christian value first. This is amazing. So the way this pastor thinks is we need to educate the migrant to find Jesus first, to find God first, to find his belief first so he can migrate correctly in peace.
Es el evangelio, es Cristo quien restaura la vida, da perdón, da paz, trae.
I think that the migrant needs to find, he needs to focus on the Bible. He needs to focus on Christ, that he restores your life and he restores everything. And he's going to give the light to the migrant. Because the migrant is coming with an enormous darkness. A lot of them are running away. of corruption, of all these evilness,
de los maras, de la violencia,
of the gang members, of violence, of kidnappings.
y vienen y nos topamos con algo así aquí en Tapachula, como que es un poco complicado, ¿no?
And then when we, encounter that in Tapachula, it is really complicated because all that evilness is coming to us.
Entender la situación de tantos migrantes en nuestra ciudad. Para la iglesia ha sido una oportunidad de poder compartir el mensaje.
For our church, it has been really important to share Jesus' message,
El mensaje que puede transformar vidas.
the message to transform lives.
Claro.
You were commentating that there was a lot of people that they were coming from different identities in different parts of the world. Can you elaborate on that?
Están llegando gente de lugares donde menos nos imaginamos que pudieran venir a México, ¿no?
There's coming people that we less imagine that they were come to Mexico. People are coming from different parts.
En caso, acabamos de recibir una persona que quiere trabajar en el empleo temporal y creo que es italiano.
We have received people from Italy,
Brasileños,
from people from Brazil,
haitianos,
people from Haiti, Africans,
panameños,
Panama,
venezolanos,
from Venezuela,
hondureños,
Central America,
mayoría a los hondureños.
and the majority is people from Honduras. A lot of people, a lot of migrants, they don't wait for the process to be correctly done. They jump and they do things irregularly. They go around the bush and they don't respect the process of doing the visa of transit because of the necessity. You were commentating that there's a lot of people that they have the option to go to the borders like Ciudad Juárez, like Reynosa, like Tijuana. Because the majority of these people that they go irregularly, it's already been arranged for them to cross illegally to the United States. Because they have family members on those areas. Logical, talking to them. The necessity for them to go to the north border is because they're running away practically. And that is sadly what's going on over there. And sometimes they just want to get to the north border as soon as they can, and as quick as they can. And sometimes, their number one option is to come with coyotes, with traffickers. Because these coyotes and these traffickers, they just cheat on the vigilance and on the authorities of immigration. And these coyotes and traffickers, they take them to the border as Juárez, Reynosa, Matamoros, to the most conflicted areas in the north border. But they dare to do that, and even as a matter of fact, a lot of them have been kidnapped, and sometimes they ask for ransom, but they risk, they don't care. And, and the majority of them that they go over there, like the trafficker that goes on down the south border, they entirely, those traffickers practically work on those particular borders. So that's how they are moving them. Have you encountered people that they have gone a lot to the border of Juárez? Yeah, entirely, yes. And the majority, yes. Right now, yes. What identity, of people are the ones that they go over there the much? People from Honduras. A lot of Honduras. A lot of trafficking of children and a lot of unaccompanied minors have been registered at the borders. It's really sad. There's a lot of abuse to the minors, and there's adults that they're abusing children, and they're
lamentable, ¿no?
Yes, of course, it's something sadly that has been occurring.
A abuelos, a tíos,
And there has been grandparents and uncles
a personas extrañas que no tienen nada que ver con ellos,
and really, random people that they have nothing to do with the child.
o simplemente viene una delegación de Centroamérica y se hacen acompañar de ellos cuando
Or simply there's a delegation or delegates from Central America or a group of Central America, and they go on this little group. The kids, the childs go on these little groups, and they take them and make them believe that they're their parents.
ya vienen a México, pues nos topamos que son menores no acompañados.
And when they arrive to Mexico, we see that they're unaccompanied minors.
Es un problema serio porque hemos sabido de violaciones.
There's really serious problems because we have known as situations with these childs that they have been raped.
Hemos sabido de niños que pues andan deambulando en Tapachula, ¿no? Y andan,
We have seen like kids that they're wandering around, minors. They're wandering around in Tapachula
andan sin saber a dónde dirigirse,
to not know their whereabouts, to not know where to go.
no tienen a nadie conocido por ahí.
They don't have nobody that they know over there. The Tijuana, Baja California, our city has been known to help migrants because there's organizations that they are helping migrants with applications and lawyers that they're working over here. Do you guys listen that kind of process that is being done all the way down south over there?
Por eso estoy esta tarde aquí en
That is the number one reason why I'm over here
Albert con algunas iglesias
with Pastor Alberto, with some churches,
de ayudas con Tapachula, pues un pastor como yo.
to do things correctly with, Pastor Alberto and try to connect the dots with him and some other churches.
Que siempre busca lo recto, busca lo correcto,
We are searching to do things right. We are searching to do things correctly.
tenemos una asociación civil recién creada.
We have a nonprofit organization that has recently been created.
Acabamos de registrar ante el gobierno federal, la
We have just registered it, in the federal government.
Secretaría de Economía, y nos hacemos llamar una luz en el camino sin
And we are named, one light in the road. That is the name of our association.
avance. Claro.
The situation with people from Haiti in Tapachula, that is going to a critical situation. But we are watching now that there's not only adults that they're going for a critical situation as migrants of Haiti. Also, we are now seeing that there's unaccompanied minors from Haiti arriving to the border.
Así es.
Unaccompanied minors from Haiti arriving to the border from Cuba.
Cuando recibimos gente para lo del empleo temporal, nos damos cuenta que hay gente que viene y son menores de edad.
We receive people sometimes for temporary work, and all of a sudden we just notice that they are, minors. That they are minors. It's amazing. You see people coming in into the border, and all of a sudden he's a minor. That's unbelievable. Let me just press the interview to go forward.
Y que con quién vienes, no, pues que no vengo con nadie, vengo solo. Y normalmente van y buscan ayuda, en su caso de albergues.
Where and we ask them, who do you come? Who are you with? And they say, no, I'm alone. And regularly they go and ask, for help at shelters
O de iglesias donde estamos
or
ayudando
churches
al
or
migrante, ¿no?
people that they help migrants. There's a bill right now that is called End Child Trafficking Act now that is punishing, and they're trying to the End Child Trafficking Act now, the End Child Trafficking Now Act. That is the way that it's called. This bill is being pushed by a senator, Marsha Blackburn, by Tennessee. What are your thoughts on that? Because if it passes, for all these adults that they are abusing children and they are trafficking children and making them cheating on the loophole and making the authorities believe that they are their parents when they're not, it is punishing, it will be punishable under federal law for 10 and plus years in prison. What is your thoughts on this? I'm basically translating and explaining to him what I just told you, and I'm explaining it in Spanish to him. And I say, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because I want to know if he approves this law to punish these traffickers.
Pues sería la forma de regular, ¿no?
I think that it will be a way to regulate
Y de impedir que se cometan ese tipo de abusos.
and to stop all those kinds of abuses to children.
Pues yo conozco algunos casos de abuelos
Well, I know some cases of, elderly people, grandfathers
que llevaban a sus nietos
that they were taking their grandchildren
para poder pasar.
to cross them over to the so they can cross.
Migratoria en Estados Unidos, creo que los menores fueron dados en adopción.
The immigration law in the United States stopped them, and I think that the minors were, given an adoption because they they were not their legal guardian.
¿No? Y yo estoy en contacto con alguna de ellas y me dice, cuando yo cumpla la mayoría de edad, hijo, me regreso a mi país.
And I'm in touch with one of the minors that it was, given to adoption, and the minor already said, when I am old enough, I will go back to my country. I don't want to stay here.
Porque es el sueño no mío, dijo, sino de mis abuelos.
Because it's not my dream to come to the United States. This is the minor who said this to the pastor. It's not my dream to be in the United States. That is the dream of my grandparents. That's not my dream. That's their dream. And they use me to come to the United States. Amazing.
No, pero ellos vienen huyendo prácticamente de la delincuencia organizada.
But they're basically running away from violence and delinquents and the organized crime over there.
Prácticamente. Y ella me decía, a mí me gustaría regresar a Tapachula,
I would love to return to Tapachula, the minor was saying to the pastor,
donde viví tan tranquilamente.
where I used to live, peacefully. I'm basically explaining about the caravans. I'm saying, talking about Tapachula, that the pastor lives in Tapachula. I'm saying the pastor in Tapachula. I'm saying basically talking about Tapachula. Tapachula has been hurt to these movements of the caravans. The caravans are movements that I am particularly, Oscar Blue, I'm against the caravans. That is an irregular and just incorrect way to migrate. There's a lot of traffickers, there's a lot of activists, there's a lot of radicals that are involved in the caravan. And these leftists in the United States of America believe that the caravans are good, that it's a movement of necessity, and there's no traffickers and nothing is happening in the caravan. It's just a necessity of people. That's how they pander to that situation. But this is how I explain to the pastor, a person that lives in Tapachula ultimately and is receiving people in Tapachula. And he says to me, you know what? Yeah, there is a problem in the caravans. And this is what I ask him. There's a lot of people in the caravans that they are coming instigating. They're being radical. They create violence. They are trafficking, to the border. What are your thoughts on that? There's a really, irregular way to migrate. What is your opinion?
Mucha gente, entrevistando a todos los cientos de personas que han pasado por la iglesia, yo puedo entender que muchos simplemente al ver que mucha gente migraba.
A lot of, the situation about the caravans is that, interviewing the hundreds and hundreds that I have seen, the thing about the caravans is that, when they see a bunch of people migrating, they just jump on that, group. So they don't know what is going to happen in the front. They don't know if there's a radical, if there's a trafficker. They just jump on that group because of the necessity. So it makes it more as a big of amount of a people that they make them think that is all the people are doing exactly the same thing when it's not.
Simplemente se vino, que no tenía ningún caso que presentar ante migración.
There's people that they jump on the caravan, they don't even have a case to present in immigration, but they just want to go.
Y aún ante el asilo político en Estados Unidos, pues no tenía razón por qué estar
And some people, you know, not even they have a chance for asylum in the United States of America.
en esa caravana.
And they didn't have no reason to be on that caravan.
Y como bien se menciona, hay gente que aprovechó este movimiento social
And, you know, and like as being mentioned, a lot of people took advantage of this social movement,
de traslado de gente para
you know, of these caravans to, you know, smuggle people,
promover ciertas cosas como
to promote, you know, certain
la
things
delincuencia,
like delinquents, violence,
la drogadicción,
drug addiction,
el tráfico,
trafficking,
trata de personas.
the, you know, the exchange of women, the trafficking of women.
Siento que hay intereses muy mezquinos ahí.
There's really, you know, I believe that there's really public interest right there. There's really a lot of interest, you know, money interest, you know, economic interest in there.
Y no muy ambiciosos de parte
And
de
it's really ambitious by, you know, by these people.
claro, claro.
Then I said the government of Mexico needs to intervene now and needs to take over this situation. And to put attention to the topics, the government of Mexico needs to put attention to the topics like trafficking of children and all this trafficking and smuggling that has been occurring.
Debería haber un poquito más de mano dura.
I think that they should put, you know, the step down. They should put a foot down. They should be more strict. The pastor basically saying they should be more strict on what is happening with the trafficking. I think that they should punish. You know, the word mano dura is punish, punish.
Porque muchas veces nos aprovechamos de las circunstancias
Because a lot of the times, you know, they take advantage of the circumstances
o de la situación por la que otros
or the situations that that other people
están en desventaja.
that they are in disadvantage.
Porque un migrante es la parte más vulnerable que hay en este momento en México.
Because a migrant right now is the most vulnerable part that exists right now in Mexico. So he's basically saying there's other people that are taking advantage of that, the vulnerability of what is happening. And I showed this yesterday, that there's people that they're impersonating an ICE agent, that they're taking advantage of the vulnerabilities. There's lawyers that they're taking advantage of this situation. There's organizations that they're making a bunch of money. There's, you know, nonprofit organizations that they're waiting for the $4 billion of Joe Biden to, gimme. But it's as I said before, the asylum and refugee, it is the most lucrative business that exists right now around the world. It is the most lucrative business. This is why the pastor is saying, there needs to be somebody needs to put the foot down. Somebody needs to put the foot down now and put the law. Look what he says later on. This is the last part, which is really important. And listen to this.
Pues ahora sí que tenemos que pedirle al gobierno que él mismo sea
And, you know, we need to ask the government that he is the one that puts the foot down.
quien tenga que poner no leyes, sino gente más íntegra, más
You know, to not implement laws. The government needs to not implement laws, to put more people, honest people, you know, more transparent people, more honest people in our government,
que pueda legislar con la misma ley o
so they can legislate with the same law, or
que la ley es buena,
because the laws are good.
la ejerce es quien está causando
The ones that they exercise the law is the ones that they are making the mistake.
daño.
Yesterday, a couple of days ago, there was an unaccompanied minor who it was dropped. I explained the situation of the unaccompanied minor that we recently broadcast about, of a 5-year-old unaccompanied minor who it was dropped on the other side of the wall in San Isidro. That is the border that connects the city, that connects to Tijuana. You know, I explained the pastor, this event happened. A minor was dropped to the other side of the border wall, and it was running around like it was a playground. And I asked him, like, what are your thoughts on this? You know, because this is devastating. This is traumatizing for the child. And, and I say, the parents are in the United States, and when they're interviewing, the child says, one of my cousins is 7 years of age, and she is with an unknown man in Mexico. And I believe that you have seen these kind of situations on a daily day basis.
Es lamentable enterarnos de estas cosas, ¿no?
It's really sad to, to get the news about these kind of things.
Es el pan diario.
This is the thing that goes on every day.
Podríamos topar nosotros historias como estas. Hay
We get these kind of stories every day.
muchísimas.
There's hundreds of them.
Que lesionan, que nos hace mirar en qué tipo de mundo vivimos.
That hurt, these kind of stories hurt. They just hurt your feelings, that they make you look at the world as what the hell is going on.
Que hemos construido.
What have we, the human beings, what we have built?
Futuros niños de México.
What is the future that we are leaving for the future of our kids in Mexico?
¿Qué cultura estamos creando?
What kind of culture are we creating?
Que cualquiera puede hacer cualquier cosa.
That whatever person can do whatever the hell they want?
Cualquiera puede venir y violar.
Whoever can come to our country and rape,
Pasar menores.
traffic children.
Siento que estamos viviendo tiempos muy riesgosos.
I think that we're living in times that they're really risky times,
Muy peligrosos en México.
really dangerous times in
Somos
Mexico.
muy permisivos
And we have been really permissive on those kind of things,
en ese sentido.
in that sense. A message that you want to send to our audience that is we have a lot of United States citizens audience, a lot of people from the United States and a lot of English audience, a message that you want to send to the people. Listen to what he says right here, people, because I want to tell you the response that he says. It is this absolutely amazing, and it's going to take you away, this response, because it's going to make you understand how a pastor from all the way down south in Tapachula that is connected to Guatemala, how he thinks. Look at this response of what he says. A message that you want to send to the American public. And the preoccupation of the American public is basically, I can tell you, it is the unaccompanied minors and the trafficking of children, and also the irregular, entrance of the enormous influx of migrants. What is the message that you can send? A message that you want to send to the American public.
Pues prácticamente diría que el sueño americano debería no ser la principal causa.
I think that, practically, I want to say that the American dream, it should not be the number one cause.
Sino debería ser el temor a Dios.
I think that the number one thing that people should be asking themselves is the fear for God.
El ser más íntegro.
To be more honest.
El permitir que nosotros busquemos cómo nosotros mismos podemos ser mejores personas.
To allow and to think, how can we become better individuals in society?
En el lugar donde estamos.
In the place that we are at.
Yo al menos no quiero ir a Estados Unidos.
Me, at least, I don't want to go to the United States.
Porque estoy muy bien en México.
Because I am really good in Mexico.
Soy muy feliz en México.
I am really happy in my country of Mexico.
Y soy muy feliz con lo que hago.
And I'm really happy with what I do.
Y hoy que Dios me permite la oportunidad de poder atender a toda esta gente.
And, and now that, God has permitted me the opportunity to attend all these people,
Puedo transmitir un mensaje de esperanza.
I can transmit and I can give a message of hope.
Y la esperanza no es Estados Unidos.
And the hope is not the United States of America.
La esperanza está en Dios.
The hope is in God.
Está en Jesucristo.
It's on Jesus, the hope.
Está en la palabra del Señor.
It's on the Bible, the hope.
Cuando la persona entienda esto,
When the migrant and the person understands this,
que el cambio no está en Estados Unidos,
that the change is not in the United States of America,
está cerca de Dios.
it's to be close to God.
Por eso quiero decirles, teme a Jehová
That's why I want to say, fear God
y guarda sus mandamientos.
and, and keep his blessings and understand his commandments.
Ese es
And that is the thing that I want to give. And I feel that the American laws,
basadas en la palabra de Dios.
they are based, look what he says. And I believe that the American laws are based on the word of God,
Su constitución
their constitution,
y
their laws are based on the word of God.
pues ahora sí que oro para que Dios dé sabiduría a su gente para
And and now they have, give them gold so they can give them, the knowledge so they can understand that.
poder legislar.
And I shake his hand. I shake his hand right there, and I say, thank you so much, Pastor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. God bless your heart. This man, with that, I leave this interview, man. It's unbelievable what he just said. So this is the reality of what is happening. This is the reality of what is happening. And you got a person all the way in Tapachula, a pastor all the way down south in Tapachula that has more respect for the laws of the United States of America and more respect for the Constitution of the United States of America than the left and the communist left in the United States of America, who want to defund the police, who want to attack the police, who want to attack the Constitution, who want to erase the Constitution, who wants to change the Constitution, who don't believe in the Constitution. Unbelievable, man. It's an embarrassment that people all the way down south in Tapachula. Tapachula is all the way down south. It's like talking about, San Diego all the way to Miami, Florida. It's like that far away. And it is just unbelievable what he says. Unbelievable. Like, he has more respect for the laws of the United States of America than a lot of citizens of the United States. What the hell is going on, man, with the United States, with this administration? It's just unbelievable what they're creating. It is what I just was talking about earlier today. It is how people are understanding the situation, what is happening in Mexico with the cartel violence. Look how some citizens of the United States of America respond. When Trump was president, Trump wanted to denominate the cartels as terrorists. And even he told the president of Mexico, I will go in there and I will help you. So everybody in the United States of America was saying, yes, Trump is saying that he's going to help. And yes, he's denominating us terrorists, and they are terrorists and all that stuff. And they were saying, let's go in there. Let's help them. Let's eliminate the problem. Right? Everybody was saying that. But when you start hearing the problem of what is happening on interviews of our colleague Ben Berquam, and you start hearing the problem of these people that they're suffering oppression by the cartel, that the cartel is actually recruiting the young kids, forcing them, torturing them, and telling them, if you don't come and serve me an organized crime, I will assassinate you. The United States citizen opinions, now we got to take care of them. It's going to take care of them. Us? Hold on a minute. I thought that you were all for denominating as terrorists and telling them, let's go in there and take them out. What the hell happened to that? The explanation right now, people. There's a critical situation going on in Michoacán and Guerrero. A lot of people are leaving their land, and they don't want to leave their land, but they're leaving their land because of our government that is so incompetent. Our president, he is so incompetent and ignorant that he is blaming the past presidents, and he's blaming the new the government or from the opposition political party, that he's not doing anything about it because his justification is that. So he's going to let people suffer on Michoacán and Guerrero, where the cartel are taking over the security of the people and pushing the people away. And these people are leaving their homes horribly, and they're arriving to the border, and people in the United, no, we got to take care of them now. What happened? We got to take care of them now. Hold on. To all those people that they have that, that mindset. It's not that you got to take care of them now. You already have that problem in the United States of America. That is the whole point. Piénsale, échale coco. That is the whole point. The whole point is that the organized crime is already in the borders. It's already operating on the United States of America. The organized crime is already operating and has been operating for years inside of your country. Distributing, buying, asking. They're the buyer, asking the contributor to come. They already in your country. So this is a message to create alliance, to fight together and to denominate these people as terrorists so we can fight together to stop this, because a lot of people, they don't want to leave their land. They want to stay in their land. It's not like, oh, we got to take care of it. It's coming out of the taxpayer money. The taxpayer money. It's not even about that. It's about what it's coming to you. It is coming. It is already in your neighborhood. It's already outside your door. It's knocking on your door. I'm here. It's already happening at the borders. Exactly happened in Mexico. They started buying politicians. They started buying political parties. They started buying federal officers. They started to buy the whole municipal police station. They started to buy this. They started to buy that. It's coming. A lot of politicians in the United States of America are now pushing open borders. Why? It's coming. It's coming. This is, no, we got to take care of them. No, it's not that. It's to open your eyes that this is coming and that this problem, we need help to resolve it, because it's already in your country and it's been in our country for the longest of time. And in the cream and butter to distribute is in the United States of America. So that is why they hated so much Trump, because he was advocating for border security. It's going to get out of hand. Trafficking children, trafficking people, abuse towards women, rape. They hated that. And they started pushing the narrative as, no, racist, narcissist, racist, fascist. So you push that. You attack the president that is going against, that, all that evilness, all that lawlessness. And when you attack a president that is going against that, you push for what now? Lawlessness, evilness, open border. That is the number one purpose, for you to understand the problem that is occurring on the other side. For myself, I understand the problem that is occurring in the Biden administration. I talk about it every day. I started talking about it every day since he was the one that it was going against Donald Trump. I said, this guy wins, open sesame, and it's going to get bad. And as soon as he won, bad started happening all around the borders. You guys are seeing it right now. I'm not even talking about, I'm not even lying about it. It's in your face. So this problem is already in your neighborhood and it's coming strongly to your neighborhood. This is why those interviews are shown, for people to understand what is going on in a corrupt government like ours, so you can fight for your country and protect your border. And you can actually create an alliance with the Mexican government to end this or to do something about it. But your government doesn't want to, Oscar Blue. Don't even matter. Do something about it. Make laws. That bill, End Child Trafficking Now Act bill, that is the one that you need to create and push. Number one, let's go to another bill. Let's go to another law. Let's go to another law. Let's stop this from coming into our neighborhoods. Number one thing that you guys need to understand. It is an alliance that we need to create. In an alliance, you have to be smart about it. You have to be really smart about it on how to fight this. Knowledge is key. Violence has never resolved the problem. Knowledge is key. Pushing bills, changing laws, passing laws, exposing what is happening, sharing information. Extremely important for everybody. Do not use violence. Let's use this. Let's use our brain. Because when you don't use your brain, and because when you don't actually think of what you're doing, and because when you don't actually know what you're doing, and because when you actually think that you are the most important person and you think like everything, you're predominant. Nobody can dominate you. This happens. This is an article released by Uniradio Informa. The president of El Salvador has said that they're going to be the first ones to utilize the Bitcoin, is the first country in the world to use Bitcoin as a source of payment. This was a huge mistake by the United States of America to not negotiate with Nayib Bukele, a president, young president, talented president that wants to do better for his country at I don't know how much the cost. I don't know how much the cost, but he wants to do better for his country. He wants to change his country. He wants to change his country to a first-class world country. Who does not want to change to a first-class world country? I want to. I want a Nayib Bukele that wants that ideology, and I don't know, at every cost, I will change my country. And he asked to the Biden administration for help. Do you guys remember what happened on February 18th? He went all the way to the White House, to the Capitol. And nobody from the Biden administration received this man to have a conversation about how they're going to create an alliance between those two countries and how the United States can invest on capitalism and how they can invest on businesses. And how can the United States and El Salvador, they can work together as a capitalist countries. But this is what the United States does not want. You don't want this. El Salvador, because the United States of America, the administration of Biden, let me clarify that. The administration of Biden did not want nothing to do with him. Guess what happened? He turned his back and he said, all right, I came all the way over here to the Capitol to talk to you guys, to expose what is happening in my country. Nobody received me. Nobody heard me. Nobody answered me. The United States does not want to negotiate with El Salvador. I need to look for answers and I want to help my countrymen. I need to look somewhere else. And what did El Salvador did? Or what did El Salvador do? They looked for another country. Who was that country? China, that invested already in $500 million in cheap products into Salvador and Russia. He went over there to the Capitol. He took the initiative to go over there to the Capitol. Nobody called him. He went over there as an initiative. I want to work with the United States of America. Is that the American dream? I want to work there. Nobody from the Biden administration put attention to him. Now he is with China and Russia. You don't want that, United States, to happen to other countries that they're your allies. No, you don't want that, Biden administration. That's why you need to take care of your neighbor. Because you don't know how much you depend on your international capitalism, that one day or another, you don't respect your neighbor or you don't respect another country, they will leave. And now, the country that you had an alliance with, they're with China. You don't want that. Mexico is your ally. Mexicans are your ally. A communist government is not your ally. But to the understanding, for everybody to know, This was an enormous mistake. An enormous mistake that it was done by the Biden administration, because you want to create allies. You don't want to create enemies. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. There was a comment on my one of my posts, and I saw that. You know, a lot of people say you don't see the comments, Oscar. You don't go and you don't go and search the comments when you're live or something like that. God bless everybody that is watching. Buy me a coffee. It's on top of the link. If you guys want to contribute to our independent reporting, thank you so much. But there was a comment, and I saw that comment, and I was like, you know what? This comment is really important that I shared it on a live feed. So I'm protecting the person's identity, but this was the comment that he put. Look what he says right here. This comment is really important. And I don't know if you're watching or not. But practically, this is your comment. And it says right here, does anyone know about the Americans' vehicles that they are made in Mexico? I know that. If the person that works on them, if the persons that work on them are Mexican, I know about that. If so, how cheap are their wages? Thanks. I know about that. This is why I was saying that the United States makes a lot of money out of international capitalism. And also, this is what I'm saying, that the United States makes a lot about exportation and importation. And the automobile industry is the most lucrative business around the world, legal lucrative business. It's the most profitable business, capitalist business around the world. The number one that is selling automobiles in around the world is 22 point some million vehicles per year. That is China. And second place is the United States with 11.25 or 11.500 million, automobiles per year. It is the United States of America. Mexico's on number 5, I believe so, on the automobile industry. This is the number one reason why Donald Trump corrected the country of Mexico. He corrected it by a threat of putting a tariff on the automobile industry. And immediately the problem was resolved like that. Those kind of situations need to happen to the government of Mexico to do something about what is happening with the organized crime. If you punish or if you put a threat to a government, if you don't do nothing, I will tariff, I will do this, and you hit them on the pocket, like this, immediately. Oh no, Juan, my monthly trip to Paris is going to be canceled because now the president of the United States wants to fix the problem over there with the insecurity immediately. Rapidito lo resuelven. Así. It's just unbelievable. So look at this comment. It says, does anyone know about the American vehicles that they are made in Mexico? Yes, I know that. I do environmental audits for companies. That's my other job, and that is my base job. I do it online. I do it on the laptop, and I send my reports as they send multiple, analysis to give an audit on a car if it is contaminating on carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrocarbons, nitrógeno, how the levels of oxygen are, if the oxygen level is okay, all that kind of things. I do that. So I'm certified, in the country of Mexico, nationwide to do that. So I know about the American vehicles that they're made in Mexico. We got Toyota, we got Mazda, we got Chevrolet, we got all the cheap man labor over here. Yes, I know about that. If the person that works on them are Mexican, what is the difference? Tijuana and all the borders are, this is the thing that I want to tell you. Tijuana and all the borders are a mixture of migrant communities. Tijuana is a migrant city. And a lot of the people that they were back before this massive influx of migrants, they were happening into our cities, into our borders. entirely the majority is Mexican, yes, but we have people from Haiti that that they are working on motors like Hyundai, companies like Hyundai that they have like 4,500 workers in the whole state of Baja California, and like people they work on Toyota, they work on Mazda, they work on Nissan, they work on all this kind of stuff. So there's a multiple people that they're working on cheap man labor. That is the number one reason why capitalism flows enormously, the man labor. So I have hired people that work under my command, that they are people from Haiti, people legal people from Haiti, and the majority people from Haiti. I have hired a lot of people from Haiti. They're hard workers. But entirely, if you're asking me who is working on the vehicles, the majority, yes, they're Mexican. If so, how cheap are the wages? Real low. Extremely low. This is a discussion that I was having with Ben Berquam, and we did not see eye to eye, on this particular situation. But I love my brother. He loves me. This because we agree to disagree, it doesn't mean that, oh my God, I hate. No. We see we have difference of opinion on different kinds of situations. That is, that is important for us. That is the beauty of understanding one another, because he lives in a first-class world country, and I explained to him, I live in a third world class country. You got to understand the difference. And he's like, yeah, I understand. So how cheap are the wages? Real low. If you're looking at a cheap man labor that works on the industry line, on the production line, you will understand that this that is working on the production line, he's making on a 9 to 5. No, not 9 to 5. They enter 7 to 5 shift, Monday to Friday, 7 to 5. They work so many hours, more than 48 hours, and they get paid 1,800 pesos per week, 2,000 pesos per week, 2,200 pesos per week. That is around $100, $120, $110 with overtime, sometimes $150, $160 per week. Somebody's asking, so the cars are cheaper to purchase there? No, sir. We create the cheap man labor, and then we export to the United States of America. And then you guys assemble, or we assemble over here and we export to the United States of America. The price, this is where your question, no, Glory, I'm sorry, ma'am. This is why I was telling you guys that capitalism needs to be more fair, because it is unfair that you have a capitalist business, which in a first-class world country, you are profiting millions and multi-billions, but you're importing your capitalism to another country, and you're paying cheap when you are profiting in another country 300 times more. It should be fair that you are creating capitalism in another country and creating capitalism that is providing cheap man labor jobs, but with a good pay. So that pushes the other country to inflate their capitalism and their cheap man labor value a little bit more up. Capitalists, is providing, the capitalist business is providing jobs, but ultimately the labor needs to go up. The government needs to put the man labor, or the low income salary. This is how much I charge in our country of Mexico. These are the permits that you need to pay. This is how much I'm going to charge you for this amount of people that you're going to work. This is the land, how much I'm going to charge you monthly. This is la, la, la. This is how, people, you denigrate a country from a potential being a first class country to being a third world class country. This is how I explained it before with apples and and bananas. I explained it before like this. Mexicans are so accustomed to not value their work. They are so accustomed to not value their work. And I will tell you in a clear example, and a simple example. You're in the United States of America. You're about to call John, the construction guy. John has, all the professional equipment. He goes to your house and you want to fix a roof. John gets there and the owner is David. David, hey, how you doing, John? How much this hole in the roof, man? Look at this. John says, okay, we got to put shillings. We got to do this. We got to take down that. I got a machine for this, I'll charge you $2,000 for that roof. Oh my God, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. Let me call you back, John. As soon as David says, hey, you know what? Let's go to Home Depot, man. Why? Let's go to Home Depot. Outside of Home Depot, there's a lot of Mexicans over there. Why you want to go to Home Depot? So you go to Home Depot, and outside of Home Depot, you see Juan right there standing. Hey, Juan, how you doing? Hey, I got a helper right here. His name is Oscar. Hey, how you doing, Oscar? Oh, he talks better English than me. Oh, how you doing, Oscar? I want to negotiate with you. Okay, Mr. David, what do you want to do? I got a hole in my roof. I was wondering if you can come, to my house to check up the roof. So Oscar and Juan go over there to the roof, and they see the roof. So Oscar starts talking to Juan. ¿Cuánto crees que le cobramos? No te vayas muy caro. Juan is saying to Oscar, hey, don't go too expensive because he's not going to give us the job. But Oscar is saying to Juan, no, pero pues es un trabajote, es un jalezote, güey. No vamos a durar todo el día. But it's a big job, man. Look at all the man labor that we're going to do. Don't go too up, Oscar. How much are you going to do, Juan? $500. What? $500? I'm the owner. I pay you. Oh. Mr. David, $500 I charge you. You're hired. You are hired. You denigrate your job. You denigrate your man labor. You don't value your man labor. You don't value what Mexico is about. You don't value your country. You don't value yourself. You don't value yourself as a Mexican. You don't value your abilities. We don't value our farmers. That is why they're leaving, and they're working on another land in the United States of America, and they're giving visas to the United States of America to go work in the land. In the United States of America. So Mexico is not valuing the man labor, it's not valuing their own product. This is what Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, was saying. Why am I exporting my people to the United States of America when I can have the good people, the talented people in my country? I want that. So I want to value that. I want to inflate my economy so high that I want to put those salaries up, get the security going, implement jobs, get international investors in here. Capitalism needs to be a little bit more fair. This is a great question that can, we can talk about, for a long time. But I wanted to bring this comment up because I believe that it was a really important comment. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here for Border Network News. Follow my partner, Real Anthony on Twitter. Also, you can follow Ben Bearquam from Real America's Voice News and download the app at Roku.com. And also, you can follow Will Johnson at Unite America First. And also, Let's Talk About It, his program and YouTube. Great program. Also, you can follow Miss Sarah Carter. And also, you can follow me at Facebook. Give it a like to this video and share. Also, you can follow me at YouTube as Oscar Blue, Instagram, Telegram, and Rumble. God bless you all. Have a beautiful evening. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link if you guys like to contribute and donate to our independent reporting. Excuse me. And also, my PayPal is in the description box. Thank you so much. I will read the comments of Buy Me a Coffee on Friday. I got a special show for you guys today. For supporters of Buy Me a Coffee, I did a video about a tourist area right here in our country, in our state of Baja California. Beautiful, that is damaged now by a corrupt government, and it had so much potential to be exploited and to be a great tourist spot. I will say thank you to every single one of you on Friday. God bless you all. Stay safe. Viva Mexico, y por siempre Mexico, and God bless the United States of America. Like we always say, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first. God bless.
Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and here. Good thing, Sarah, this canyon right here.
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
couple of questions. So. Ms. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening?
Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say that basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.